welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here or just forgot who I am because I haven't uploaded in over 2 weeks, my name is Elle. I do mostly books videos, but sometimes other stuff too. And like I just mentioned, I inadvertently, accidentally, subconsciously took a 2-week break off of uploading videos on YouTube. I didn't really plan for it, but I have just been busy / stressed with like life, wedding planning. I haven't had a good chunk of time to like sit down and film during the weekends, but I'm back. And I decided to do a book haul because I have been meaning to do this since the end of last year. At the end of last year, Barnes & Noble had this amazing hardback sale where every single hardback was 50% off, and I got quite a few books during that. I also treated myself to secondhand books from Thriftbooks. I have a video on that if you'd like to check it out. Also, I am planning on doing like a part 2. So if you had a specific question that you wanted to know, feel free to leave it in the comments below because I will be filming a part 2 about thrift books. I probably will try to be very brief about the synopsis of the books, but of course, if I feel very strongly about a particular book, you can probably trust that I will come back and update you with my thoughts on them. First up, we have In 5 Years by Rebecca Serrell, and I got this during Target's buy 2 get 1 free sale. So I don't really remember very much what this book is about. I think I picked it up because I had 2 books I for sure wanted and then didn't know what to do with the free third one. Apparently it is an unforgettable love story, but it is not the one you're expecting. I'm sure I picked this up because the cover is so pretty and stunning. So I will let you know what my thoughts are. Next up, I have Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is another book that I got during the Target sale, and this is a Gothic noir, not horror story, but it definitely gives you the creepy crawlies. Like, I would recommend reading this in October. Read it with the lights down low at night and you will definitely get goosebumps. There are a lot of things that I was not expecting with this book. I mean, I could not even imagine that that's where we were headed with this book, and I really enjoyed it. I previously was very set on getting this in a hardback, but I've recently started to appreciate the flimsiness of paperbacks. There's just something very delicate, very pretty about paperbacks. Next, we have All of Us Villains by Amanda Foody and Christine Lynn Herman. I don't know what this book is about, I'm going to be very honest, but I picked it up because the title said villains, and I am one who always wants to know more about the villains. I find them very intriguing. I want to know how they think, what makes them tick. And so I hope that this focuses on villains, or maybe it's even told through a villain point of view. Let me know down in the comments if I'm completely wrong, so that at least I don't go into it thinking one thing and actually get another. I also have 10,000 Skies Above You and A Million Worlds With You by Claudia Gray. These are books 2 and 3 from the Firebird series. I presently own the first book, 1,000 Pieces of You, and I absolutely loved it. It was one of my favorite books of, I think, 2021 or 2020. Nonetheless, I really loved it. It is a sci-fi, multi-universe, multi-timeline type story, and we travel into these alternative universes, and I just thought that was so interesting, and the romance in this series just makes me so giddy and feel tingly and warm inside. So of course I needed to get books 2 and 3. I will say this was a struggle. The third book was released in 2016, so I can only imagine when the first book was released, and I don't know if this series just didn't do very well. It wasn't picked up by a lot of people, but there are almost no brand new copies out there. There are none on Amazon. I couldn't find any on Barnes & Noble. Like, I could not find hard copies new. Thriftbooks came through though, and I was able to get these in pretty decent quality. The dust jackets are not in mint condition. This one actually has a slight tear in it, but honestly, I am just thankful that I could get my hands on them. eBay had a copy of the third book for about $43 or $45, and it wasn't brand new. It was used. It was supposed to be in very good condition, but nonetheless, I'm not paying $45 for a book Sorry. During the Barnes & Noble sale, I bought the Hawthorne Legacy, which is the sequel to an Inheritance games. I know a lot of people didn't love the second book, and I will admit I didn't love it as much as the first one, but I didn't think it was that bad. I know that there is a third book coming out, which was very unexpected. I thought this was just going to be a duology, but I am here for the ride, and I just really like the way these books are designed, like the book covers. I also finally have Splintered by A.G. Howard in hardback. Now this is a series that I own already, but the first book I have in a paperback. By the time that I discovered the first book, there was no longer hardbacks at the bookstore, but Thriftbooks once again saved the day and I was able to get a hardback copy. I will admit the spine is kind of flimsy, but the dust jacket is very well cared for. The actual pages are very well cared for. I got a good deal and I'm just happy that I can finally have all of the books in the series in the same format. Another one that I picked up during the Barnes & Noble sale is The Brawn Beast by Roshani Chakshi. I own the first two books. I've only actually read The Gilded Wolves and absolutely loved it. I was so intrigued by the world, mystified. I mean, that book is so well written. The world is so well created. The mythology behind it absolutely captivated me. Next, I have Gilded by Marissa Meyer, and this is one that Love Lisa really hyped up during one of her videos, and I was very intrigued. So when I saw it on the shelf, I thought, why not give it a try? This is a Rumpelstiltskin reimagining, and I like reading about fairy tales that aren't as readily available, like say Beauty and the Beast. Like that one has been overdone so many times. I've only read one other Rumpelstiltskin reimagining or retelling, so I'm hoping this works out for me and I enjoy it. This I purchased from Thriftbooks and it is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This is a dark academia adult book, I believe, or new adult. I really enjoyed it. I didn't love it. I think I gave it a 3 or 4 stars, but I was definitely very intrigued. And the ending, I mean, that was a cliffhanger. And the author has yet to announce a release date for book 2. I don't even know if they're working on book 2. I mean, we have no answers and I need answers. They can't just leave us with that ending and expect us to be okay with it. Next up, I have Aurora's End by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and this is the third and final book in the Aurora Rising trilogy. This is a sci-fi and I loved the first 2 books. I've actually already read the third book and loved it. It was the perfect, if a bit heartbreaking end. It was everything I wanted in an ending book, and it actually made me feel more happy than not, which is always a good thing. I don't actually own the first 2 books though. I read them through the Libby app. But when I saw this during the Barnes & Noble sale, I figured I really like the series. I know I'm going to at some point eventually get the first 2 books. Might as well get the third book brand new for half off. That is a sale. I also have Unchosen by Catherine Blair, and this is a book that I picked up because my fiance made the 1-hour drive to go to Indianapolis during the Barnes & Noble sale because I thought a particular book was in stock there. It was not in stock, despite the website saying differently. It wasn't in stock, so I thought I might as well buy a book since we're here so that the trip wasn't completely in vain. And I did find a few books that I didn't find at my local Barnes & Noble, but at this point I can't remember what this book is about. It seems to be a dystopian type, maybe sci-fi. It has a chosen one theme. I'm seeing a lot of capital chosen one in the synopsis. It seems to be about sisterhood. Don't really know what to expect with this, but hopefully I will enjoy it nonetheless. I also have We Used to Be Friends by Amy Spalding, and I actually read this as an e-arc on NetGalley shortly before it released. It is a story about friendship, heartbreak, and I think we need more books about those because there's so much about romantic loss, but what about friendship loss? Sometimes that hits you even harder than a romantic loss, and I remember I really enjoyed the e-arc of this, and I never actually read the final product that was published. I remember this being just so touching at the moment. It paralleled my own life, and it was comforting in a way. Like, as much heartbreak as it is at the end, I don't know. it's a very unique story and I would definitely recommend this. I also have Into the Blood Red Woods by Martha Brockenbrough, and this is another one that I picked up in Indianapolis, so I don't know very much about it. I believe it is about two siblings who are fighting over the kingdom. Their father has died and left each of them half, but one of the siblings decides that half is no longer good enough. He needs all of it. I'm sure it will be an interesting book, and this cover, I just really like this cover, which I'm sure is what persuaded me to get it. Next I have Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, and I remember I looked up the reviews on Goodreads and a lot of people were saying very, very positive things about it. The only thing is that I didn't realize until after I purchased the book is that this actually takes place in the same world as Caraval, which is the author's other series that she has. I've never read Caraval. I think I read the synopsis and thought, this isn't the book for me. It's not something that I would enjoy. So I'm a bit iffy and doubtful about this book, but hopefully it doesn't make too much of a difference if I read the other series or not. If you know for sure, let me know down in the comments. Do I need to read Caraval before I read this? And finally, I don't actually have the physical book with me because I didn't have it at my fiance's house, but it is The Iron Sword by Julie Kagawa. This is the second book in her new Evanfall trilogy, but it still takes place in the same Iron Fae world with the same Iron Fae characters. Book 2 is told through Prince Ash's point of view, which I feel like caught a lot of readers off guard because we thought that Evanfall was going to be told through Puck's point of view the whole way through. You know, this is supposed to be Puck's story, his journey and adventure. So it being told from Prince Ash's point of view kind of caught me off guard, but nonetheless, I'm excited because I absolutely adore Prince Ash. He was definitely the first, you know, like book crush I had when I first started reading, and we all always appreciate a good broody knight in shining armor. And those are the 16 books that I had to haul for you. Definitely more than what I am accustomed to, but I had a ton of books from the sales and Christmas and Thriftbooks. I actually don't have anywhere to put these books because my bookshelves are full, and now I either have to unhaul books or I could just get another shelf. And that's it for this video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. My name is Elle. I have to go find a place for all of these books, and I'll see you in next time's video.